Perperculia Rongist.
In a big city named Edo lived a young lady named Perperculia who poisoned her boyfriend and 4 others. Perperculia is the only child of her mother, and ever since she was a little baby, she has been living with her grandmother in the village. Her grandma sells charcoal to the villagers, and this is where they get money to fend for themselves. Perperculia loves her grandma so much, she promised herself ever since she was little that she would take care of her grandma, and she took school seriously. Being a very fashionable person, Perperculia's grandma gives her money to buy herself dresses, shoes and bags so she can look good and take beautiful pictures. Perperculia and her grandma had the most beautiful bond that made others jealous until Perperculia graduated from secondary school and started attending JAMB classes. It was good news for Perperculia and her grandma that she passed our WAEC and they celebrated. And now Perperculia only has to pass a JAMB and get admitted into university. She started attending JAMB classes and she fell in love with Raymond, a 21 years old student who is also in our JAMB class. It was love at first sight, yeah. Perperculia tried to suppress her feelings for Raymond, but it didn't work. She was very much in love with him. They became friends and eventually Raymond asked her out and they started dating. When they started dating, Raymond would get Perperculia everything she wanted and more. He would get matching outfits, they would go on expensive dates, he got her the latest iPhone, it spoiled her crazy, and her grandma started getting worried. Perperculia is too little for all this, her grandma would always say, but Perperculia would always reassure her grandma that it is nothing and she's a smart girl. Perperculia and Raymond continued doing couple goals all around the city, pressurizing the singles. They became the couple with the most expensive lifestyle. They even got an award in a party. Everything was so sweet until Raymond went broke. The expensive lifestyle was gone. The matching outfits and dates, everything was gone. And in order to maintain their status, Raymond begged Perperculia to steal from her old grandma for him. Perperculia was stuck. She didn't want to, and also she didn't want to betray her boyfriend. She went ahead and stole from her grandma. She started stealing from her every time. Her grandma noticed, but she didn't talk. But one day, Perperculia stole a huge amount meant for her university tuition fee. Her grandma couldn't take it anymore and scolded her. It was the first time her grandma would scold her. She was hot and decided not to steal from her grandma again. But still, Raymond was still broke. It was going to a year plus and he was still broke, and Perperculia stayed with him. Perperculia thought long and hard and took Raymond to her grandma's friend who is a traditionalist. The man made a sacrifice for Raymond and said it can only be carried by a female. The only female there was Perperculia. She was scared, but Raymond promised her heaven and earth and she carried the sacrifice. Few weeks later, Raymond got back on his feet and continued his lavish lifestyle. At first, he was loyal to Perperculia. He got her a lot of expensive things and even refunded the money she stole from her grandma. But Perperculia started worrying when she noticed people on the street laugh at her whenever she passed by. Her boyfriend's friend would always shout, our wife, our wife. But for some reason, it wasn't genuine. Perperculia was confused. One day, Perperculia went to Raymond's house and met a pretty girl over there watching TV. She asked Raymond who she is and he said that is his sister. Perperculia didn't see any resemblance, but she kept quiet and treated the lady so well. Another time, Perperculia met another lady in Raymond's house, and this time she is his bestie. This was going on for a long time. Raymond would bring different girls to the house and lie to Perperculia every time until Perperculia caught Raymond and the girl he called the sister doing the do. She broke down and started crying. An angry Raymond sent Perperculia out of his house even though he is at fault here. He broke up with her. She cried and cried, begged him, told his friends to beg him, but he didn't listen. She left him, and after so many weeks, Raymond called Perperculia, apologizing to her for how he treated her and asked if she could come over. Perperculia happily accepted the offer and headed to Raymond's house with a plan in her mind. Let's watch out for the next two. After speaking to Raymond on the phone, Perperculia headed to his house with a plan in mind of dating Raymond back. She got to his house and Raymond welcomed her so lovingly. Seeing Raymond brought back memories. She didn't even realize she missed him so much until she saw him. They greeted each other and Raymond served her juice. They started talking and Raymond apologized to her for everything he did to her. Raymond said he was out of his mind when he treated her badly and is sorry and wants them to be good friends and see how it goes from there again. Perperculia was happy. She thought she has gotten her love back and got comfortable in the house. Raymond kept bringing back their past memories and thanked her for staying with him in his lowest moments. He said he missed her food and so on, and he wants to eat her pepper soup just the way she used to cook it for him. Perperculia smiled happily. She's going to make the most delicious pepper soup for Raymond, she thought to herself. Raymond then went inside to bring his ATM so she can withdraw and buy the ingredients for the pepper soup. Perperculia was alone in the living room and kept looking around, and then she spotted a picture frame of Raymond and the lady she caught with him. Perperculia started boiling in anger. She was very angry. She started feeling the pain and sorrow she tried so hard to forget again. She was very pained and decided that this time she's going to teach Raymond a very big lesson. She went into his room to confront him. When she got to the door of his room, she heard him talking to a girl, telling her not to come today because he is with his mother. Perperculia was very angry and went back to the living room. She started crying, but she controlled herself and cleared her tears. When Raymond came back, he gave her the ATM and she went to the market. Perperculia was buying the ingredients for the pepper soup at the market. She started thinking of everything she has been through with Raymond. She forgot about him with great difficulty, only for him to call her back and open her wounds. Perperculia was still thinking of how unfair Raymond has been to her when she heard a man shouting, "Buy your rat killer here! Rat killer! Buy your rat killer!" She was staring at the man and an evil idea came to her mind: poison Raymond. The rat killer man noticed she staring at him and said, "Auntie, he dey walk oh, buy am make you try am." An angry Perperculia bought it and took it to Raymond's house along with the pepper soup ingredients she bought. She cooked it and added the rat killer. She was about to serve Raymond when 3 of his friends arrived, the ones that hyped her and called her our wife, knowing fully well that their friend was seeing other girls. She served them all and they were eating the pepper soup, dragging meat and praising Perperculia for her great cooking skills. They were all eating when the lady Perperculia caught with Raymond entered the house and everywhere was silent. Raymond didn't know what to say. Perperculia stood up and served her too and told Raymond that she has to be somewhere, and she left. Few hours later, Raymond, his girlfriend and his 3 friends complained of stomach ache and they died. Few days later, another friend of Raymond came to visit him and found their dead bodies. They later found out that they were poisoned, and now Perperculia has not been found. To be continued. Please guys, do not forget to like this video. Tell me what you feel about this true life story in the comment section. I'll make sure to reply everyone. Please do not forget to repost this video, share to your friends, add to your favorite. Thank you so much. And what do you truly think about this story?